All right, roll.
Okay, it's the Spark and Plug Talks. We have the pleasure of having with us Slacker County, and that includes Mr. Brett and Mr. J. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for finding it okay. It's always amazing when someone's like, yeah, we found it good. And I don't get a very frazzled call from someone that's like, do you have goats? I'm like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this could be a while. And fortunately, you guys made it. Everything was good.
Yeah.
And played 3 songs for us. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Love banjo. It's going to be so awesome.
Thanks.
When you guys are at Pigfest, we're going to have like the little band, like a
I
little
was
banjo.
telling about Gordon, the Gordon,
or the Lightfoot family.
Lightfoot family band. Yeah.
Introduced to us by Gordon.
Gordon McKinney. Yeah, he
yes.
also introduced. That's right. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
the Lightfoot
Yes.
family band.
Yeah, it's gonna be so. I'm so stoked
Yeah,
for some.
They did
piggy
have a washboard.
banjo action.
So
Oh, they
that
did have a
was pretty
washboard.
cool.
Yes.
Like, we do not have a washboard, but
Or an
We're working on
extra
it.
set of arms.
yet.
next thing on the list for sure.
We're gonna play with my foot. Just put
Yeah.
a drumstick in your toes and just.
Yeah,
That worked on that.
that's got to be some kind of like strange musical OnlyFans that someone's already done already.
Oh,
right?
probably.
Somebody,
Yeah.
a really big fan, like a really way too much involved fan for that.
Yes,
They're
for
like,
sure.
I like feet and music.
Yeah, that's got to cross over somewhere. Unfortunately, it has to cross over.
I'm sure.
The
Paying you
if
lots
you've,
of money for that drumstick.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. If you haven't already, go and check out Pigfest. All the stuff we've got going on over there. Like we were saying, Slacker County's going to be playing. And if you haven't followed Slacker County on everything, follow them. They just got back from. Did you guys just go to Alaska? Wasn't that what?
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
How did that come about? I mean, were you just like, we're already taking a trip to Alaska? Let's play music while we're up
Do
there?
not go
Or
to the Guitar Center in
No.
Alaska.
Really? Is that where? Is that? Is
No, it's
were
a
you
true
guys
story. They were talking about that. Yeah.
a reputation nationwide?
No, we originally thought about going up there because really, honestly, our friend Gordon McKinney tours England and every year, and he's
God,
been on
Gordon's
this-
so fucking cool.
And so we were just Gordon had talked to me about that, and we were thinking about it, and Jay and I were talking about it, and like, I used to live in Alaska. I lived in Anchorage for 10 years, so I thought, as far as lodging, I could probably come up with some couches up there. That would cut back on the cost, so maybe we could throw together a tour like that. And I started rattling the bushes, making phone calls and
DIY
emails.
action, for
And,
sure.
And we kind of had a time slot, figured the first half of June. I like June in Alaska. It's usually the sunniest time, although we were greeted with rain for like a week. But this time, but it was nice when it stopped.
I visited Alaska back in, probably 15 years ago now, and it was the same time. I think it was in June. And
it's my favorite month.
Yeah, light all the time, and we visited. Well, we flew into Anchorage, and then we went over to the Homer Spit. I believe.
Yeah.
And that was about as far as we kind of went, like, because everything's like on a map, it's like that much, and in reality, in Alaska, that's like 12 hours. It's a lot. It's a
We covered a
way
lot
bigger
of
than people
miles.
think.
That whole trip, we ended up doing 2,292 miles
Jesus.
in that 2 weeks of
On the road.
driving.
God,
And that's not counting the miles of flying from Anchorage to Fairbanks, just so we don't have that 6 hours each way.
Did you guys
for
like
a show?
rent a van for it all, or
Just a RAV4.
RAV4? Yeah, we rented a RAV4. Hell yeah.
We travel
Everything's
light.
plug and play.
Yeah.
But so we did 9 shows in 12 days. We played 6 different cities from Fairbanks to.
Chicken sock?
We didn't play Chicken Sock,
No.
but we kept hearing that we should have played it. It was actually going on right when we were there, but we had other gigs. So, but yeah, maybe next year. Who knows?
Yeah.
How long has Slacker County been around? How long you guys been playing?
We met in January 2024 and we started practicing immediately.
Oh, okay, right on.
That's kind of how we met. And then then Slacker County. So that was I don't know, maybe May.
Yeah, either May or June.
May or June, yeah.
That's a Norman Art Walk was the first time the two of us played out together.
Oh, gotcha.
But we started off as Cleveland County Slacker Co-op because, again...
Cleveland County Slacker Cooperative.
Cooperative, yes.
You see why we don't
I see why
Yes.
you came down to it.
Because we just
calling
needed a
us for
different
like
name.
plants and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
people
mean,
kept calling you
seriously.
for complaints.
They thought we were a nonprofit sometimes.
There was that. There was, we'd get called the Slackers. We've just Cleveland County. And then even trying to say it on stage after about 4 or 5 times of being up there, we're like, we got to come up with something different. And so the new switch.
I like Slacker
Just how
County.
you
Thanks. I
topped
like it.
us with the story about the band member quitting, we can top you with a band name. Our studio band name at one time was called Moses and the Long-Legged Emus.
Oh,
Imagine saying that to fucking people.
right.
Yeah.
Or
That
them
was
trying
almost
to
as
get
bad.
it right.
They
Our
lost
follow-up
train
to-
of thought about right at the end of Moses. They were like, oh, this is way too long of a name. What'd
Yeah,
you
and
say?
they're always like, "There's emus." Yeah, that was always that was
See-
after someone had listened to us for a while. They're
Yeah.
like, "There's emus."
Maybe because I just came back from Alaska, but it sounded like you said long-legged moose.
Long-legged emus. Yeah. I was
Long
I
legged.
wish that would have been cooler.
That would,
Yeah.
Moses and the moose.
No, it was just emus. Long.
And the worst part
long-legged
is
emus.
I insisted on putting the umlauts above the U's, which made it sound stupid as fuck. My mom gave me so much shit for that grammatically. She was like, that makes no sense. I know, it looks cool. Fuck it.
yeah.
It's Motorhead.
It's like the Spinal Tap.
Yeah, I put the slash in
Exactly.
the O
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, that was a
course.
bitch to type up all the time. But I know the key commands to add the umlaut. You do Command U, and then you type the letter, and it does the umlaut.
he had
for
to
you.
do it
Maybe
so
we should
much.
do
I had to
that.
do it so much. Yeah, that shit was a huge pain in the ass. But all for the art though. You know.
Oh yeah, exactly. And and then that was Phallus after that or
Phallus was before. Yeah, it was Phallus
before that?
Yeah, before.
Yeah, it's, that
We've had bad luck with band
Yeah,
names.
we didn't. That wasn't a good one. Well, there's a little ghost town just a little ways from here called Phallus.
Yeah.
And
With an F.
yes.
you
never even crossed my mind that it's very close to wiener, very close to
I mean,
penis.
as soon as you said that, that was the first thing in my head.
Phallic,
I'm like,
damn it.
oh, is that some kind of a metal band, I guess?
Some kind of
A punk band.
yeah, right up your ass. Yeah, exactly. And so we were going to ACM, and I brought it up to one of my professors at the time. They were asking what I had going on, and I said, yeah, we're doing this project called Phallus, and they were like, like a penis, and I was like, oh man, damn it! I was texting Aaron. I was like, dude, do you think of wieners whenever you hear Phallus?
We were in
And he was
denial
like,
for about
"What?"
a week, I think. We were
It's
like,
like,
no,
no,
it's
it's
fine,
town.
dude. And then the final straw for me was, I think my mom was on the phone with either my sister or my grandma, and she said something like, oh yeah, his band's name's like Phallus or something. She was like, oh, like a penis or something? And I was like almost verbatim what Dylan went through. And I was like, all right, man. I think I texted him and I was like, okay, yeah, we need to change this shit.
Yeah, it was over after that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so Phallus had a combined shelf life of like, I don't know, about a month. And
But
then
it was an F. And it
we
didn't
moved
matter
on to
how much we
something
were
else.
like, it's a ghost town, and the town we grew up. It had a cool backstory.
Sure, yeah.
And, shit, and they
Oh,
have like a
totally.
little fucking, little like Hollywood sign, but it says Phallus on some random little hill, or like a little, that isn't a hill, it's like a little embankment on a road or
Yes,
some shit.
so somebody
But
just put some like spray painted some white rocks or
Yeah.
something in this little. Anyways, and it
it was
says
going to be a
Phallus.
cool
and so
album
we
cover.
were like,
We're
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly.
all
like,
coming
we've got it.
together.
Yeah, exactly.
no,
and then, well, you could say the penis struck, and it was all downhill from
Yeah,
there.
it's like if there's a ghost town somewhere called Prolapse or some shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I mean, it's a great name. You're like, what the fuck?
His band names lead to certain expectations.
Exactly.
Which
Yeah.
works out well for us because people don't expect us to do much or show up on time. Or,
Hey, there's, you
It's
could
like,
say we were
hey,
thinking
you made
ahead.
it.
Send the name.
No, we just got condoms thrown at us the entire show.
What?
That makes sense.
Where are you guys? Well, how long have you guys individually been playing? Has it been like a lifelong deal, or has it picked up recently?
I mean, on my end, I started with guitar probably about 2000, so maybe about
Okay, very
25-ish years. However, I didn't play live with anybody for the longest time. Like, I had to have bouts where when I was in Denver, there was this guy, Mike, and another friend of his, and we would hang out and play for 3 or 4 hours Sunday afternoons, and so that was about it. But then I moved to Louisiana, and there's just
Yeah, I was
could
gonna say, I
not
see
find
the Saints
anybody
hat.
there. Yeah, so it couldn't find anybody to play with around there. Not that they don't exist. It's just the starting work and getting married and all
Oh,
that
yeah,
other
dude.
stuff,
Oh,
and
totally.
life just got busy. And it wasn't for me until about maybe 5 years ago that I started playing out with other people, and then it led to a trio, played with them for about 3 years.
Okay,
that
right
helped
on.
it out, and then he and I started playing about a year or so ago. So
Are you guys based kind of out of the Norman
Yes.
area?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
right on.
yeah.
Very cool. And what about you, Brett? Where?
I started. I guess I started playing guitar in high school, just plinking around a little bit. But I,
Trying to get laid.
yeah, of course.
always.
But it was a small town, so I didn't play in a band or
Yeah, yeah,
anything.
yeah.
And then when I went to college, some people found out I played guitar, and I played in this. I don't know. I guess it was like a
Hair metal band.
something like that. I don't know what it was. It was like at the time, like now
There's a
this.
little band called Skid Row. I don't
It
know
was
if they did anything.
What yeah, we might have done that. We covered some Bon Jovi, I think, for
Hell yeah.
sure. But at the time, I was into like new wave, like the Smiths and
Sure,
REM,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then this metal guy on my dorm floors. Hell, you play guitar? You should play with us. So I'm playing. What the hell? I'm playing all this metal stuff, and then
Dude, some crazy dive bombs.
I played the 12 string on Wanted Dead or Alive.
Oh my
Fuck yeah,
God.
dude.
But and speaking of band names, that band was called Clockwork, but they did that. I think it had an umlaut unknowingly
Hell yeah,
why, but
yeah.
they spelled it KOLKWIRK, so it was like Clockwork. It was
Clockwork.
It was
That's
dumb.
kinda cool.
Badass.
And then later, I played in a band for about a year. We were doing pretty well. It was a grunge band called
Nice.
Doughbelly in Norman, and it only lasted about 1992. And then I didn't really play forever. I kind of stopped playing until the pandemic. I picked up my guitar again and
Yeah.
started writing some songs, putting out some videos, got some positive feedback, and so I
Hell
guess my rebirth was 2020.
Yeah. Well, the pandemic, for all the terrible things it did do a lot for bringing people back into music.
For sure.
a ton
Yeah,
of-
after doing like
Oh,
4
yeah.
seasons, there's so many common. That's like a common.
It is a common
story.
thread, yeah.
a lot of people.
being like, oh, we
lot of
started
them point
jamming during the
back.
pandemic or
Yeah.
whatever, stuff like that. A lot of over the internet, over video stuff.
brought like
Yeah.
bands back together. Like they were like, yeah, we haven't played together forever, and then COVID kind of, what the fuck is everybody else doing? you
Yeah.
know?
Right,
So,
yeah, sort of force
yeah.
your hand to socialize.
Yeah, it's kind
once
of cool
you
to look
could.
back at that, because in the moment you don't really know how much it's affecting, everybody. But when you look back at it, you're like, yeah, that it actually did a lot of good for some music stuff.
I followed a couple of live streams. Those kind of got me
Yeah.
through the week. And
Yeah,
then-
yeah.
And even just silly Facebook videos that I would post really connected with a lot of people, and
Yeah.
that felt kind of good when we were
Yeah.
locked down.
Yeah, for sure. So where are you guys coming from? I mean, I'm not gonna try and classify this or anything like that because genres to me they always seem pretty dumb. But I mean, what would you guys, in your own words, kind of say?
We work on that. We've been over the last year and a half. I think we started. We had some ideas, but I don't know what we sort of Americana. We can't do it with one word. Americana, folk, country, blues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd agree with
more
that.
or
I
less.
agree,
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I hate it because you always feel like you're putting yourself in a box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you write another song that you're like, well, this isn't necessarily kind of country specific. This almost seems kind of like popish or something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
no, it's not going to fit with this project or whatever. But then it's
Yeah.
kind of like, but it could, like, if you
Yeah.
really
It's
wanted
always
it
a
to. it
brain
doesn't matter.
exercise, like that same instructor that was, giving a shit about the phallus thing. He asked Dylan a question one time. Was like, "Who are you? Like, what is the band? Like, what do you guys want to sound? What's your identity?" And Dylan was like, "Fuck, I don't know." And he
Well,
asked
I
me
never-
that, and I was like,
it was
deer in the
hard,
headlights.
you know?
I was like, "I don't
Yeah.
fucking know, man. I just wanted to play guitar or shit." I don't
Yeah,
fucking
and
Yeah,
we're like
exactly.
18, 19, and it was like a question I'd never. You hear all those things, you know what I mean? You got to find out
It was like the
who
Oppenheimer
you
meme. We're
actually
like-
are, or whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
But you never until that moment where someone who he was almost giving it to me as an assignment, like this is your homework, figure this out.
Yeah.
Until I'd been forced to do that, I never actually put in any thought into like, what do I want to get out of music? What do and it's very existential in a way. It's like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? You have all these kind of big thoughts. But I was telling, it's like I went to Aaron and I was like, what are we doing? And he was like,
Well,
I don't know,
I think for us, we just wanted to play. We just got together to play, and then we would have these just super long extended practices, and realize we like a lot of the same music.
Yeah.
We were doing covers and stuff, And so,
What are some of those? Because I'm curious.
Covers?
What are some of those covers? Yeah.
what did we cover?
Like Blaze Foley type stuff.
Todd Snyder, Grateful Dead,
Very nice.
Grateful
Hell
Dead.
yeah.
A little bit of Tom Petty.
Guys
Driving
are
and
some
Jim
Little Feet.
Croce.
Driving and Crying.
I
Nice.
haven't hopped on Little Feet yet, but it's not that it's out of the wheelhouse.
I love that. Yeah, I'd love to hear
Tyler
some of that.
Childers, there's a couple
Have
of
you guys
those.
taken any like really poppy songs and turned them into like bluegrass shit? Have you guys? Do you guys do like any Britney Spears?
Like any
tunes?
ironic covers?
Yeah.
Any ironic covers?
I feel like
Some
early
Alanis
on,
Morissette
I
ironic
probably
cover?
had some of those.
I would say
Alanis
ironic.
Morissette
Yeah.
ironic cover?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we do
Oh,
cover
yeah.
No
Isn't
Rain.
it ironic?
And I mean,
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
that's not
yeah.
poppy, but it's like that's definitely
Yeah, we kind of have
like
an 80s run.
Blind
where-
Melon isn't
yeah,
necessarily
yeah.
banjo centric.
And
For sure.
we have a run of those. We have No Rain by Blind Melon,
Melt with You.
Melt With You by Modern English,
Oh, okay.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
And there's a third one.
Closer to Free.
Closer to
and
Free, the
what's the other one that
Bodines.
yeah, there's one more.
We do
that's
some
in
Eels
there.
covers. I don't know if you're
Wow,
familiar
very
with
nice.
them.
Yes, okay.
So it's like, And the funny thing is, about maybe 7 or 8 months in, Brett was all, when we started, I was thinking it was going to be more like country, Americana kind of focus, sort of like a lot of those early artists we'd mentioned. And he said, I didn't think we'd be doing nearly as much blues stuff. And I was just like, yes, my plan is working. Because
You've fallen right into my trap.
I mean,
Brett.
seriously, I was like, it'd be fun to have a little blues band because I've always wanted to play more bluesy kind of stuff
Yeah.
on the banjo.
And
And
those
so
are
we've just
really
sort of gravitated
great,
towards
Yeah.
that.
Like live bands to throw in a corner of a dive bar on a Saturday is blues bands.
That's
They-
where we live.
They're the vibe of a bar.
They ain't called
dude.
Slacker County for nothing.
It's like
damn it.
you don't know when
Yeah,
the first song
exactly.
began and the last song ended because everything's 12. It's just fucking 12-bar blues and E. There's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
ripping
I
shit
always
and stuff.
stereotypically
Yeah.
picture just BB King sitting on the stool, just like
Pretty, yeah.
The fucking the drummer's like going through a whole carton of
Exact-
cigarettes.
He's
Just
not
fucking-
even.
Yeah.
And he's just like.
Yeah.
It's the great. It's probably because they got that music dealt from the places that are hot as ass, and they're probably like, we can't move too much or else we'll die.
We'll all
So
get
it's-
swamp
And we
ass
don't
and
want to
die,
think
yeah.
about chord
Yeah.
progression, so let's just stick with this.
if you go over
Okay,
100
that's
BPM,
good.
we will all die of heat exhaustion.
Yes, we'll spontaneously
Yeah.
combust for sure. What were you guys listening to when you? So, did you have like a foundation that was like blues centric and stuff like that, or was it like you just listening to whatever was on the radio at the time? Were mom and dad spinning random records or anything like that?
I mean, my whole blues background honestly came from when I was really little and grew up out in the country in Kentucky.
Right on.
And like the NPR type radio shows would
Oh,
have
yeah, yeah,
either
yeah.
Friday night was blues after hours or jazz after hours, and then Saturday night would be the next one.
that's cool.
And so I would just kind of turn that on the radio, and then I could fall asleep to it.
Because they got,
And that's where it started for me.
KOSU has some pretty good ones.
Oh, yes, yeah, exactly.
I really like. I don't get Norman's. I don't get KGOU out here as good as I do, obviously, because KOSU is only 30
I
minutes away
found
or
some
whatever.
good
Right,
shit
yeah.
off KSOU.
But
Yeah,
they are-
I mean,
but
it was
they have
awesome.
That's a great
and all the
station.
classics,
Yeah.
especially for jazz. And yeah, that's where I started getting into music, was like that. And then my mom was big into Motown and a lot of that, not just Motown genre, but a lot of that R&B when it was rhythm and
Yeah, yeah,
blues, not like the poppy stuff nowadays. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I dig all of that. I'm just like, if I could get in an R&B band and just ride that out, that would be sweet. But banjo doesn't really.
Well, hey, Slacker County putting their stamp on the music industry right
Right.
there with their R&B banjo. What about you, Brett? Where were you?
I grew up in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and
No, I'm just playing. No, my wife's from Shawnee. That's,
Oh, okay.
And we've got family down in there and stuff. And there's definitely parts I like about it and parts I do not.
Is the
So,
first
like-
Sonic
just like any
actually in
city.
Shawnee? Is that accurate?
That's what they say, but there's a sign up there in Stillwater that it's a kind of a convoluted story, to be honest, because like the first location I think was in Shawnee, but it was
yeah,
bought
okay,
out, and then they opened technically the second location, but it was the first location that was like open underneath the Sonic name.
That we know of it now.
Stillwater, and then they reopened the one in Shawnee. It's probably there's probably people in Shawnee and Stillwater. They're like
throwing hands about it.
Fucking morons down in Stillwater, they're down in Shawnee, don't know anything about Sonic, the origins, but I do.
It's like Hideaway Pizza in Stillwater too. It's like no, that Hideaway is not the Hideaway.
I think that original Hideaway up there, the one that's still owned by like the family up there in Stillwater, is way better.
I've had both, and I can agree. Yeah, Stillwater one's way better.
I think the Stillwater one's better.
The one in the city gives me massive acid
we
reflux.
digress.
Yeah, we digress.
Yeah. Sorry, Brett. What were you saying?
No, it's okay. I don't think it's
you
a big
grew up
deal
in Shawnee, and so you didn't know music was a thing until you were 25.
I don't think there's a great divide about Sonic stuff. No, I'm not privy to it anyway. But yeah, I grew up there. I grew up listening to a lot of course, my own stuff, when I was a teenager, but old country is kind of where the background. Like my dad's into George Jones. My grandpa listened to all kinds of stuff. Big Tom T. Hall fan.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
So that was kind of where I was coming from. That's why I thought we were a little, or at least I was bringing sort of some country folk, and he's bringing some folk blues, and now it's just an amalgamation of all kinds of stuff.
Crazy melting pot.
Yeah, my dad's side of the music was like a 180 for Mom, because he's on to like James Taylor, Oak Ridge Boys, Barbara Mandrell, Dolly Parton, like all of the vocal harmonizing type of bands, whether it's older country or just like, oh God, Neil Diamond is another big one of his. And so it's like I got introduced. Yeah, so I got introduced to all that kind of stuff on the other side. It's like
seen that movie?
Range.
What is the
Saving Silverman?
Saving Silverman.
Yes.
Where they're like Neil Diamond, and he's like, I was born at a Neil Diamond concert, like right in the beginning. She's like, and he's like,
yeah, that's great.
He's like, oh, what's he? And then they all dress up in the park, and they're all singing, she got the way to move me, cherry. She got the way.
I mean,
they're all
great.
Jack Black's in the big red sequin outfit. Oh, I love that shit.
That is a classic fucking movie. Yeah, he pulls up the nachos. He's like, dude, if it's all connected, it's one nacho. And that's a fucking great movie.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, what can Neil do for you,
dude? When they got, one more thing. When they did that big when they kidnapped Silverman's wife, whatever the fuck her name is, Judith. When they kidnapped Judith, and he gets her that big Montana from Arby's. God damn, dude, that looks so fucking good.
Aaron's a bit of a connoisseur on movie food scenes.
I was talking about
he's constantly ranking that. He's like,
I was talking about the
nacho scene from Death Proof easily.
I was telling my family about that last night. I was just telling them about.
Well, there you go.
I showed them. I have them scene bookmarked on YouTube because I show it so much.
There you go.
It's a great scene. I love it.
I'm like, okay, and then last Neil Diamond sort of reference here, but my ex-wife at one point, and I was like, oh yeah, this is not going to end well, was anyone talking to me and just said, well, I mean, Neil Diamond, Neil Young, same diff. Yes,
I would not take that disrespect.
Yes.
Back, right?
And it was just like,
I've not heard that story.
no, that is not the same
That was just
diff.
some foreshadowing. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
What has Slacker County recorded anything or any originals or anything like that?
A tiniest bit. We recorded a couple tracks just really quickly for Hurricane Relief compilation album.
Oh yeah, did Brad
Fielder.
Brad Fielder. Yes. No disrespect to Brad. My bad, Brad. Who's also playing at Pigfest.
Nice.
So I should know his name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's playing right before us.
And we were hoping to maybe he put out a call for some. He's putting together another compilation album, so we haven't submitted anything yet. But anyway, we hope to get some things recorded this summer.
Okay, cool.
We kind of, probably did that backwards, like you record and then go promote on tour, but we just did a tour instead with nothing to promote. So.
Yeah.
We win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? You learn as you go, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we are a recording studio, so if you do need some, we do have that ability.
Awesome.
We do
Just
that
saying.
time to time.
Good to know.
Yes, we do. Which is good to know. It's cool. How do you guys? But obviously, you performed some originals for us today. Mm-hmm. What's your writing style? Do you guys kind of have like a vault you draw back from, or do you guys just get together? And you said you have some pretty massive jam sessions. Do they spawn from those, or is it kind of a amalgamation of all of that together?
Well, kind of at this stage, we're bringing we haven't had a lot of writing sessions that we produce, so we're bringing our own originals and then sort of tweaking them and making them Slacker County. But that's kind of what's been the process. I suspect as we start to move forward, we'll do more things that come straight out of Slacker County.
Gotcha.
Especially as we get to recording and go through all that stuff. But we've played a lot of our gigs they vary, but we play like 3-hour sets a lot of times. So lots of covers, and we're
Hey man, 3 hour. Ooh, you guys are warriors, dude.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Is
I don't
it
do the
easier to do
3 hour
a 3-hour
shows.
gig with 2 guys or a 3-hour gig with a full band?
Oh, well, I think everything's easier with just two schedules
probably.
to coordinate.
Yeah.
You would think
Two
a
egos
full
to
band,
deal with.
you spread the load out, but you're right.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
getting 4 guys or 5 guys to buy in on a 3-hour set is pretty
Yeah.
rough.
And then practice to get ready for the
It's like,
3-hour
we're not getting
set.
paid, but we get a drink pass.
Yeah.
And it's only to 8 drinks, but it's something.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
like, fuck,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours is brutal.
And
Do you
so-
guys have? Do you guys each sing like you did? You guys each kind of trade off singing? Yeah.
Yep.
Somehow, regardless, somehow Blue on Black makes its way in the set list. It always does. It's always like, fuck it, man, we need to burn like 6 minutes. Let's just do Blue on Black.
Yep.
Classic. Do you guys have any methods of like keeping your vocal pipes like chilled out or anything like that?
Oh, no.
Because I have to.
cold beer.
I've got to warm up a lot before I
If
do.
you have any suggestions, that would be
Oh,
great.
right
'Cause
on.
with
Yeah, seriously.
That Alaska tour was, I mean,
I bet
sort
that
of,
was kind of brutal.
yeah, it was sort of a master class in endurance, just trying to figure out how to survive
Yeah.
the thing. And by the end, I mean, you could even see probably some videos online there, like one of the last ones at Mountain High Pizza Pie. That was our final show, which is an awesome place in Talkeetna, Alaska.
Yeah.
My
Dude, that
voice
stage
was
looked
pretty well.
all- it
Oh,
looked
It
yeah.
really
did.
cool.
It was
Yeah.
rad as shit.
Definitely
Yeah.
my favorite
Yeah.
venue to play. Tons of people out in front of us the whole time. Just
Very cool.
Grateful
But you guys
Dead
just
themed
cooked
bar, and
at
it
that
was
point?
awesome.
Yeah, well,
Oh
yeah. And also,
minus the voice.
we had
It sounded like a frog.
yeah, and then
The
I got
Wonder
back for a while.
Frogs.
I think this is just me now. I think this is how it goes, and it might be. I think. I may have some, well, it's just like raspy but
That's cool
yeah.
though. You know, hopefully you just get over that lymph node on your vocal cords, and it doesn't damage you permanently. And now you have a cool we're Slacker County.
You sound like
you know?
Tom Waits.
Tom Waits now. One of my
Perfect.
favorite artists.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, perfect. No, I haven't. I mean, a couple artists that pretty like Trenton Fletcher. You know, they tour, like they play and they go, and they're artists that are
He has some
underneath.
good tips.
Yeah, his was a lot of like, honey. You keep that handy. Also, he really liked the what are they called from Starbucks? They're like a pink drink or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, he says you can go and get them. They're like, there's something. It's like a special request thing. I think.
Yeah, I
or-
think they were called pink drinks. I'd have to go back and listen. But our buddy Eric, who was here, he's also, now that he had listened to that, he was like, I love those things. So he goes and gets those, and he says they work pretty
great.
good. But they're like it's like tea and maybe some foam or something like that. But anyways,
Yeah.
he said it really helps. But I have to do a lot of the really dumb like all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah,
red
that,
leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow.
yeah, and I have to really, because like I'm in one band where I drum, that Hoss Miller band where I drum, and now I do a little bit of backing vocals. I don't sing a ton in that band, but our other band, like our band, primary band that me and Aaron are in, is Animal Mother, and it's like a rock band, very much in the style of a butt rock band. That's what we say, anyways. And we're like Pearl Jam but worse, and so.
We have
We
to
do
self-deprecate.
I do a lot. I do a lot of like
Chicks did good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Luckily, my wife's really into me.
Seriously, yeah.
But I do a lot of like
Just
squeezing.
building the fan base.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah. Imagine if it was just like a bunch of 45. Like we're 27, 28. And it's just like 45, 50-year-old women that are just like, this band's awesome.
They'd
We're
be
According to
more
Facebook,
supportive.
that's our demographic.
Dude,
Yeah,
they'd have
I was about to
they'd
say.
have ibuprofen in their purses. They would have they'd be the more supportive one. They call us honey and sweetie. They bring us food.
sure.
It'd
Well,
probably
the
be
more you talk
best
about it,
fan
the more I
base.
want it to
Yeah.
happen now. But no, we
Thanks, Carol.
I do a ton of squeezing and stuff like that of my vocal cords, and so I got to constantly be like making sure I'm monitoring my breath and that I'm not straining too much, because otherwise, we get to the end of even like an hour and a half set list, and I'm like trying to and it's like
Well,
I'm just like. That sounds like something
yeah.
just
We
being
usually do
strangled,
fine on a 3-hour set. It's really not a problem, but it was just we were doing so many in a row.
Right in a row, yeah,
And
sure.
also, Alaska is beautiful in June, but also everything was blooming and there was a ton of pollen.
yeah.
So we both,
yeah.
we both had
That's brutal.
congestion like crazy the whole time.
Allergies
and-
round two. It's
Yeah.
like it finished here, sort of, and then go up there, and then
Yeah.
It
That's
was
brutal.
about
Dude,
as stuffed
allergies-
up as I am now.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to get fucked up by allergies now. Like, you know, it gets to the point where it's like, do I have the flu or is it just allergies? Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking confusing as shit sometimes.
And
yeah.
like even with that last trio that I played with, I didn't sing a ton, maybe 2 or 3 different songs there, like Muddy Waters and some other ones like that kind of a range. But we did lots of 3-part harmonies. And so one of my bandmates there was telling me about these like throat lozenges called Fisherman's Friend.
Yeah.
And those things, it's a menthol bomb. But oh my God,
Yeah.
it'll clear out like my sinuses and stuff. So I just have like 4 or 5 of those sitting around wherever it is.
Right, I mean,
or
you
I'll
have
throw them in my
to- yeah.
pocket and I just eat those throughout most of the show.
Yeah, you have to though, because otherwise, yeah, especially when you're outdoors and it's like as hardcore as that at June in Alaska is like
Yeah,
you
you'll
gotta
see-
prep yourself.
You'll see a lot of like they'll put out like Ricolas and stuff on stage. and
Oh,
shit.
right.
They'll
Yeah.
have
One
little
of our
bowls and shit.
one of our videos online, I think it's from Kenai. I think it was the Run Little Brother song. I think that's what it was, where he starts. It's not my proudest moment, but the video, I'm just like unwrapping a cough drop on stage during the intro.
really showing your age.
I could have been a little more subtle about that. I know.
Oh, but it's cool. if
Knocking
you're-
out some ibuprofen.
But if you're
Pull out
cracking
a-
a beer or lighting a cigarette, it'd be cool. But you can't get
Sure.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put on
Yeah.
some
The
Vicks
cough
Vapor
drops.
Rub.
It's because you didn't look cool. You got to cock your leg out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're like, is that
Peacocking,
Vicks?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, perfect. Yes. What? So do you guys have plans in the future to? Do like a full album, or do you?
World tour.
Yeah, exactly. And with nothing to promote, and then the
Yes.
album.
And
Yes.
a Toyota RAV4.
World tour live
Japan.
album. That's our recording.
Okinawa.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome.
That would be rad, yeah.
The well, because I guess I'm asking in the sense of like some people. I think we're gonna try and do like maybe dribble out some singles and maybe do like a 4-5 track EP kind of deal, and then later on down the line we'll mess with an album. But that seems a little further away now. But I'm just curious if you guys have any thoughts on it, or if you.
Yeah, I think what our plan right at the moment is, because we spent this whole year and a half just focused on playing out.
Yeah.
And up to and including Alaska. Now we do want to just get some things recorded and get all these originals and these half originals that we don't always have time to devote to.
Yeah.
Get those worked out and work through, and then I don't know how, in terms of release, I don't know, one at a time here and there.
But we
Yeah.
have a solid bank of about 20 songs that we'll play around practice that
very
we
cool.
don't play out live. And then
Yeah.
we've got another 10 that, like, from songs I've written that we just haven't incorporated or both of us have learned yet, or that kind of a deal. And I was like, dude, we've got a solid 30 or so songs
Yeah.
that we
Double
could put out
double
two,
album.
Yeah,
two
they're just not
different
recorded.
albums. Yeah,
do you guys
exactly.
imagine these songs when you guys go into the studio? Do you imagine them being more of like a full
I was
production?
just
with the
about
band?
to ask
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it going to be a
Keep
full
it like you
company?
guys, like around with this.
We go back and forth on that.
We're of two
to
minds
be
on that
honest,
sometimes.
yeah, because like we were talking about it in Alaska, even, and Brett's like, "Well, look, we can throw in a bass, and we could even put in a drum track on there, that sort of thing." And I said, "Yeah, but we don't have a bass or a drummer, and so
Yeah.
that if we record it as that kind of style."
Yeah.
We keep going back and forth with that. It's like
I
maybe
think-
on some songs, but probably not all of the
That's a good balance,
songs.
maybe. Yeah, when
But
we have
also,
ones that
I mean,
dictate
That's
for
song
it.
by song basis. Yeah.
Just a very
Yeah.
subtle bass. It's almost to me like just like doubling the voices.
Sure.
As long as you don't go crazy on production, like
nothing more than like a good kick and snare or something like that.
maybe
at
something,
most,
or even
something,
shakers
sure.
just for little
Just some
percussive.
good, like natural roomy tones,
Yeah.
I think he's just worried I'll go like I love Beck, and I don't want to go all Beck on it. And bring
Yeah,
in samples.
Got an 808 on there and shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I think we need to take a step back here.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
right,
I
synths on
would,
this.
I would say like I would say like go for it. Add all the stuff you can think of because you can always take it away, But
Yeah,
once
that's
Can't
true.
always mute channels.
yeah, and because there's been a couple bands we've had in the studio that they're like, oh, we can't replicate this live, so we're not gonna
Yeah.
overdub a guitar solo here or something like that. Where I'm like, I understand that mindset, but at the same time, like, I think people realize it's a recording. Like, I think, they realize that, maybe you won't be able to necessarily replicate this live, but I think kind of taking that song and in a recording sense, building it up to the best version of itself then and there.
It can be very.
I like that approach just
Yeah.
because there is always the back button when you're recording. You know, there's always let's take that away.
It can be very like. It's weird. It's just a band by band bit. You got to ask yourself that as a band. Like with the big news, they're a ska punk rock band. Obviously, they and me didn't want to do a bunch of crazy production on it because that their energy is them as a band and like how you would want to be in the room with them. But like for some of the like Visions and stuff, we got a little bit more production on that, you know. But it's just. Most bands don't really
some crazier
ask about
effects that you can't necessarily
like vocal
replicate
effects
live
and shit like that. But like that's you don't. Sometimes it's an unnecessary thing to worry about unless your music really dictates that live feel, which is in your guys' instance might you know the whole live aspect of it and the raw natural aspect.
And some of it may depend on the song.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. Yeah, that's what I was saying. A song by song basis.
It would kind of sound weird if you had you guys release this track with acoustic and banjo, but you had like 16 tracks of vocal layers and reverb.
Yeah.
You know?
Honky tonk
that
piano.
would be like
exactly.
Honky tonk piano on every track that nobody ever hears.
People
again.
would be like, "Wow, this is
Where's
an
the piano?
unintentional." this is kind of an unintentional crossover album with honky tonk stuff.
like it's just most bands don't think it's like the same thing as like you ask bands like, what do you guys want to sound like? Most of them don't think about that. Like, how much production do we want to do? You know, it's just however much you feel like sounds good. You know, it will start sounding overproduced and cheap pretty fast. Like it does. Like the threshold is a lot quicker than you think.
I can see that.
Shit can get really overproduced sounding pretty fast.
Well, and even just playing with the two of us, we early on, Brett went and picked up something called a harmonizer pedal.
Oh yeah.
And so even just with the two of us, like if we're playing Purcell Art Walk or Norman Art Walk or any smaller kind of a venue, oh my God, just click the button during the chorus and all of a sudden you get a lot more overdrive on the voices.
Yeah, it's so full. Yeah, exactly.
And it just makes it sound a little bit more, full.
At that point,
anything.
it's all about being creative. You know?
And I haven't done it in a while, but we also have an octave pedal, so
that's cool.
brings in it's like a bass is there.
Got a whole ensemble. Yeah,
a little bit.
And again, with the distortion pedal and blues driver pedal I have at my house that I'll play around with at the house, but haven't really, I brought it out some, but we haven't incorporated that kind of stuff too much into the live.
Man, there was there's a violin player named Shorty who's he had
I was telling him about that earlier. His name was Shorty, but he was a steel player.
Pedal
right?
board. No, he played fiddle. He might also play steel, but when we saw him
Jason Young?
Yeah, when we played before them, he brought that out. I was like,
he was a violin player.
Man, he ripped some like he had a distortion on that thing, and he turned. Dude, it was like it sounded like a crazy '80s guitar, dude. And he was just like
totally
Devil Solo and
Yeah.
Charlie Daniels.
Yes.
So again, as much as I love blues, I also love metal, and like Sabbath is one of my faves because they just combine them both so well.
Oh, dude, did you
and
see
so
their
I'm
last
just
concert? Those videos,
I did not yet.
some
I've
of the
got to go
videos that
watch
are out
those.
there. It's kind of insane. Like that, like Ozzy's all propped up on some huge throne and everything.
Yeah,
like
I would be
he's
surprised
like,
if
"You
he
guys
wasn't."
are all the best fans in the world. He's like, this is a paradise.
It's Lars Ulrich. He's playing just the same fucking drum beat the entire fucking time.
It's entertaining and also amazing and
Sounds
kind
a
of
little sad
hilarious.
too.
It's kind of
Well, he's like
shitty how some of those guys
78 or
digress.
something. So I mean,
as musicians.
I mean,
He's,
and again, if you ever saw any of the Osbournes, that was 15 years ago
Yeah,
now,
shit was
and
rough.
he
And
was
dude,
rough
then
back
he was
then.
like-
He was just like,
He's like, you fucking dog, stop eating my food. Yeah,
It's just the from Austin Powers when he's like, boobs, also is the last Austin Powers joke they played in the last movie. He's like barely even coherently talking.
Yeah,
He's a
so
cockroach
I
at
could
this
only
point,
imagine.
dude.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, fantastic. What plans do you guys have in the immediate future? I mean, besides the lovely Mighty Pig coming up August 2nd. But what other shows do you guys have on the horizons?
Well, that's kind of
UK tour.
I
with
mean,
Gordon?
that really you're joking, but that is Pigfest is our only scheduled thing.
Oh, hell yeah, very cool.
We kind of after
It's actually
Alaska
not
we
that
just
far out. It's
right.
pretty close.
Yeah,
Yes,
August
yes.
2nd. Yeah,
Yes. Here in a few weeks.
But
technically.
we purposefully have not booked or scheduled. We want to just really get into the recording of this next little bit, maybe
very cool.
maybe through the summer a bit, and Sometimes things come our way, but we're not really.
Yeah.
We are not out there beating the sidewalks or sending out emails. Like,
Hey,
hey, can we please?
power to
Because
you
it's
guys,
just
'cause
like,
that-
you know what? That was
is-
all last year.
That's always-
Yeah, and that part is so soul sucking.
Oh,
that is
yeah.
like brutal.
Takes out a lot of the fun in it. It's like the same as when like if you like mix your band shit and you're like fucking automating just like the snare. You're just like
Yeah.
Well, in the
and you're like,
place I
this
work
sucks.
is a flight school down in Chickasha, and the owner is also a
very
musician and plays in 2 or 3 different bands down there. And when he found out we were doing this Alaska tour, because I'm like, hey, I'm going to be out for the next 2 weeks or so, and he's like, oh, well, what booking agent did you guys use? And it's like,
no,
motherfucker,
no.
you know what I get paid. We're not paying a booking agent. It's
Number
like
one,
we're
number
talking
two,
like
number three,
40
they're all right
cold
here.
emails and
You're looking
calls.
at 'em.
And and so all of the energy got put towards getting that done and shored up and taken care of. to
I
where
know,
we're like,
and then you got to think
we'll
like,
come
oh
back and
damn, I got to tell
record
people
and-
about this. I got to create some like
Oh.
faux social
Yes.
media post telling people.
dude, he's the king
constant.
for that.
Oh,
yeah.
it's brutal, dude. It's brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's constant. So, I mean, not that, like, if anybody sees this, we're happy to play out. We just haven't been actively.
Don't ever play again. They're terrible.
We're done. No.
If I'm gonna be really honest with you guys, I hate this shit. I fucking hate doing this. So I'm like, okay.
Okay, maybe this episode will come out a little later than I thought.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
But, yeah, we're looking forward to Pig Fest. That's going to be awesome. And
Yeah.
yeah, and getting just some stuff recorded.
Hammered
So-
away, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what can everybody find you under? Is it all Slacker County?
Slacker County. Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. There's a tiny bit in Bandcamp. That's the other thing too. We got to beef up all our social media. We are not social media experts, and
I don't think anybody
it's,
is, dude. And if they're telling you, they're lying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Serious.
I think
Turns
it's just
out half
lucky.
the people interacting with you are just bots. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
It's just
yeah.
how
At this
lucky
point,
you get at this point. Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
but all I think I think all our info's out there. SlackerCountyMusic@gmail if anybody wants to email us. But
Right on. Well, very cool. I thank you guys
Or
again for
spam
coming
it.
out.
Thank you for having us.
Doing
Yeah,
this,
thanks
doing
for
all
bringing
this,
us out.
this stuff. It's not like easy. You know, it's not easy to just come up with 3 original songs. It's not easy to practice them. It's not easy to do all that stuff.
Especially when your audience is just the 3 of us, just staring.
yeah,
at
it's just staring at
Got
you.
cameras
yeah.
in your face.
No, that's-
Exactly.
yeah.
It's
You're
a
like, "Don't look
weird
at the
thing.
camera."
So I
We-
appreciate
We've
coming
definitely
out
played
and
for
doing
less.
It. Yeah, right on. Well, that's nice. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm paying you nothing for paying that.
Right.
No, just playing.
We've done that as well.
Been there before, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's
Yeah.
part of it.
I was thinking maybe 5-hour set for Peg Fest. It's just going to be you guys and Brad Fielder, and that's it. You know?
That sounds awesome.
Actually,
We
that
can't
would
pay
be.
you, but
I'm
we'll-
like,
we'll have some
okay,
pizza.
I'll
Don't
take
give us.
that.
We have just
Yeah.
enough time to work up some Sabbath tunes.
Ah,
Yeah,
in-
that's
in,
great.
in memory. Yes, fantastic.
If you guys have Brad there, he has a kick drum. There's your fucking
Right?
drummer,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
He might even have a tuba with him.
Yeah, it was like, if he's got the tuba, boom,
I
there's
am
the bass.
Iron Man. Yeah, hell
I was
yeah.
thinking
There it
War
is, dude.
Pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Warp.
Brad's your whole rhythm section in one.
Yeah.
Dude. There it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you guys again. If
Thank
you
you.
haven't already, go check out pigfest.com. That's where all the info about Pigfest is. It's a free festival. It's free camping. It's free whatever you can imagine. You can come out. You can hang out. You can see Slacker County. You
Did
can
you
see,
mention it's free?
It's free, and you can see a bajillion amazing bands, amazing artists. Somehow, I need to get Gordon on that because I've like everybody, like Brad, you guys have got everybody, Lightfoot family, I've got all of them, like
Old Norman.
yeah, like
contingent.
through Gordon almost, and
Right.
then
Yeah.
Gordon is. I think I tried to get him last time for when it had to get canceled back in November and rescheduled. I think I need to hit him up because there's like one kind of acoustic.
Yeah, Gordon's like
spot
our
that's
ghost
kind of
booker
floating.
almost.
Yeah, thank you,
great.
thank you, yet again, Gordon. But if you haven't checked out pigfestok.com, you can find it over there. If you haven't checked out Bison Tail Studios, if you haven't checked out all that stuff, then what are you doing? Go do that and go watch Slacker County's Spark and Plug because it was fantastic. Thank you guys again, and peace. This is Dylan signing off. I'll leave Aaron. I'll let Aaron do his own sign
He's finally let me sign it off.
Yeah, every now and then I let him do one.
Yeah.
One of my
Yeah,
people,
thank
he's
you.
there. Yeah.
Sometimes, most of the times I fuck it up.